to me like people being excited or drawn to things which are addictive or self-destructive, like being excited by drugs or...
All right. But do remember that if you truly examine that energy, you will find that it is not the expression of the energy as excitement, it is the expression of the energy as anxiety. Because excitement and anxiety, as we have said, are the same energy. And it may be a very fine line for many individuals as to what they are actually expressing. But anyone that finds the idea of needing the tool because they believe that it is the tool that has the power rather than themselves will actually be expressing the energy in terms of anxiety. They may call it excitement, but it is not the true expression of positive excitement and knowingness. It is anxiety, and it is, in that sense, a discounting of many portions and an invalidation of many portions of themselves. They think it is excitement to overlook the fact of the things they fear to face about themselves because they think that it will be an ordeal to face those things, and they do not want to face that. So they will pretend that the anxiety they feel is truly excitement when it isn't. You follow me?
I do follow you, exactly. So that this is a point on which I and other people have I've expressed confusion to myself, other people have. So to understand it clearly, the way to
understand the difference is to simply observe what type of energy is being utilized in the creation of that scenario. If the individuals, again, are placing the power outside of themselves, then it is an act in a negative direction. If they understand that the power is within them in that way and that they are a part of infinite creation, then you will not see them in such great expression of need.
So the way for an individual to discern for himself or herself whether the excitement they feel is genuine excitement or anxiety is to examine whether they are moving toward whatever it is that seems to be producing the excitement, the area, with a sense that the power lies within them,
yes,
or whether they're reaching out thinking that that's going to solve everything for them.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
And finally,
yes,
I'm presently, for my own evolution, concentrating on developing my emotional body in the sense that there's a physical body, an emotional body, a mental body, and a spiritual
developing
body.
it.
Well,
yes.
Okay. It's my experience of myself that through various practices I was able to, if you will, develop greatly the spiritual and the mental at the expense or forgetting or putting aside, okay, the emotional body.
Yes.
Now, either you're going to say, but that's impossible and it's merely the way you were looking at it, but what I'm interested in asking you is for your help. Is for, well, whatever you're going to give me back, as far as I think that I'm engaged in the process of expanding my emotional and physical body to the...
You think you are or you feel you are?
Well, I'll feel that I am engaged in that endeavor, and I was going to ask for whatever thoughts you might have.
All right, we have just given you one clue.
To assist in that, yes. I got that clue.
All right.
Anything else?
One other suggestion we can perhaps suggest is to perhaps cease to think of yourself as separated bodies, and to simply assume that they are all simply different expressions of one idea, so that there will not be so much segregation between them, so that a change in any one will be a change in all, and that you can simply relax into the assumption that all of them are developing, quote-unquote, accordingly. And that will fill you with a nice feeling. And then you will know that your emotional body is wide awake when you feel the feeling that you are doing just fine.
I understand that, but I'm also aware that there is an expression that people use, people involved in the process of developing growth in themselves and others.
Yes.
The expression that a person is not grounded, or
all right,
things like that. That's what I'm...
You are afraid of that occurring to you?
No, I'm not afraid at all. I'm interested...
Why did you bring it up?
I'm interested in increasing the degree to which I am grounded in this throughout various planes of existence, I guess would be a better way of putting it.
May I ask you a question?
Sure.
Thank you. What is your definition of the development of the so-called emotional body?
Well, that's what I didn't have a clear imaginative conception of, which is what I was actually going to ask you to help me arrive at, because I thought if I had a clear conception, imaginative conception, it would speed the process.
Perhaps what is getting in your way is the fact that you think there needs to be a definition at all. And you're spending time looking for something which doesn't necessarily have to exist in your reality.
No, I haven't been spending a lot of time worrying about the imaginative. This was just an
I
idea.
did not say you were worrying about it.
Well, I wasn't even spending any time trying to find it. I've been spending most of my time doing things that seem to me would be effective at, if you will, developing my emotional body as opposed to other bodies, recognizing that each one is simply a manifestation of the same single
All
thing.
right. But you must, somewhere within your imagination, have a picture or a definition of a scenario wherein you would recognize a time, a place, an action on your part that would represent the development of the emotional body. What does that picture look like? How will you know when it is developed?
Being completely able to give and receive and tolerate.
Tolerate?
Well-
For one moment. That is quite different. Quite different. If you are looking for toleration...
No, wrong choice of the word.
All right.
It's not what I meant. It's what I said, but it's not what I meant.
All
What
right.
I was thinking of was giving, receiving, and also being in the presence of, on a cross flow, all different kinds of emotions with great exuberance and high volume.
So you can imagine this, yes?
You've just helped me do it. Thank you.
Then know, as we have discussed, that if you can imagine it, all you have to do is act like the picture you imagine, and you will create the effect in your life that is reflective of the type of life that that type of being has. That is all you need to do. Act like the picture you have created of what it would be like to be that type of being. And you will be that type of being. Follow your picture. Create your self-image. Does that assist you?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Yes, it does. I was wondering how, one more thing, how to increase the interconnectedness to one, how can one increase one's interconnectedness to the all that is?
You can't. You are as connected as you will ever be. You can increase your awareness of your interconnectedness by doing what we just suggested. Creating an image that you desire and prefer, and then acting like that image is true for you, like that is a real way that you can be. And then you will see that you are interconnected by the results you get by acting like the image you have created. By believing in it, by believing it is real. By believing that because you have the ability to imagine it, that that's who you are. And acting like that. You follow me?
I do. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Chatting.
Please keep your questions to 1 or 2 brief ones.
Compared to be enlightened on a question that I asked not only for myself, but for some of my friends who are here tonight.
All right.
And this question has never been verbalized before, so I ask your forgiveness if my words...
My what? My goodness. There is nothing to forgive. The way it comes out will be the perfect way it needs to come out. Do share. Your sharing is a gift just as it is.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I come from another time and space to be in this time and space to fulfill a quest and a mission. I'm doing rather well.
Yes, as are all of you.
I hope.
You what?
Hope.
No need to hope. Hope implies despair. Hope implies you are not sure. You either know or you don't. You are doing just fine.
I don't know all, or else I would not ask you to enlighten me on this one little
No
thing.
one will know all, but everyone will know all they need to know at any given moment to be completely who they need to be. You know all you need to be who you are being at any given moment.
Oh, I agree,
All
but
right.
let me see if I can put this right. The mission, the quest that we are on and that I specifically am on is coming to a close. And we have utilized the completion of the mission in a mass production way. I'm a writer and a producer, and my group and I have written and produced something rather valuable and famous, which we hope will have a wondrous effect.
More hope. You know it will make an impact.
I do know
Thank
it
you.
is making an impact. We have a little slight problem.
Oh, if you say so.
Yes, I do say so.
All right.
There is yet another group, and I don't know how this group exists, whether it's a group collective altered state, whether it's a group of people who sit in a house thinking about it, but they do create situations which are
Detrimental.
Detrimental is they can kill. They have killed. They have taken parts of our group. They have tried to dismantle us and our project. It doesn't work in the long run because the mission, the quest, is more important than the individual for its outcome on the planet. However, two questions. One, who are these beings or people? Where are they, and what can we do to dismantle them? Two, my mate is in another place or plane and is trying desperately to join me. Where is he? And what can I do? What can
My. Now,
That's the best I could do now. Okay?
thank you. It is perfect. Allow me first to lay down a foundation. What will assist you the best, and in no way, shape, or form do I mean this derogatorily or judgmentally. All right?
Sure.
What will first assist you the best is to, from your definitions and your perspectives of this overall scenario, remove the melodrama. Remove it. It doesn't belong. There is no need for you to carry over from the art craft of melodrama in which you are involved, the idea of melodrama in your physical life. Now, we will not apply a label to that group, because in that way, to define them more solidly places them more solidly in your reality. And this we will not do. The idea is not to dismantle them. The idea is, in a sense, and again, we do not mean this term in a attack mode understanding. The idea is to, in a sense, overwhelm them with the unconditional love, trust, and absolute certainty that the reality you believe in most strongly is untouchable by anything that is not of a similar vibration. The only reason that these two ideas and these two groups have been able to interact is because of your inherently taught and ingrained beliefs that you can have an opponent that can oppose you. If you simply are of the vibratory awareness and level of the idea of your service and your love and your light and unconditional trust in your beingness, no being that is not of that vibration will be able to find you, let alone touch you. You follow me?
May I comment back?
Absolutely.
Thank you. I agree with what you're saying on a whole. And I'd also like to state that I am that very confident person.
All right.
I am invincible, and
Yes.
I shall succeed.
Yes.
But I have a responsibility to others around me.
To them, not for them.
To them.
Yes.
And I cannot help to understand your definition of melodrama. When a member of our group is shot in the head dead
Yes.
in front of us, we tend to react emotionally to this.
One moment. That tendency is not natural, it is learned. And also, what we are saying is that the attraction of that event, in other words, that event is the effect of incorporating melodrama. We are not saying that melodrama is the result of that action. We are saying that that action is the result of the belief in the melodrama, in the belief of the good versus evil. That is melodrama, because good and evil are completely subjective value judgments.
I didn't think I quite said that I was the one who was good. I'm just saying that there was an
We
opposing
understand.
force.
But we are talking about these other individuals as well. We are not simply speaking of you. Since you mentioned the idea of the energy of the group, we are discussing the energy of the individuals in the group.
Yes.
And many of the belief systems they have bought into in your reality have ingrained within them a habitual ritual of thinking of this idea in terms of a struggle between light and dark. And so that's what they attract.
Then what is it if it is not that?
It is not a struggle if you understand that the vibration you are is simply going to be the reality you experience. Then the idea of anyone who is not of that vibration, as we have said, will never be able to find you or touch you to be able to create a struggle. You will simply be beyond their reach.
Fine. Accepting that, could you please identify this weaker form for me, this group that I am overpowering with my great confidence?
We will not label them, no. Because that will focus you greater into the idea of a battle. The idea is to love all unconditionally, because you are created out of unconditional love. When you do that, you will then overwhelm them in that way as a reflection of the fact that you are, as a whole, untouchable, indestructible.
And if that does not work?
For you to say, and if that does not work, is for you to deny that you truly believe that that is the reality you say you believe in. You do not play what if. If you play what if, then you are not willing to believe in what you say you believe in. This is 100% trust that we are talking about here. We are not talking about what if. What if implies less than 100% trust in what you say you believe you are.
So how am I doing?
Now you are doing just fine as always. But you will always be doing fine. You will always be doing perfectly. It depends on what definition of what reality you wish to perfectly manifest. It is always up to you. But the idea in any reality, on any level, of experiencing the reality you know to be true for you and not experiencing the effect of any other reality that may not be in synchronistic accord with you, is to simply know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are being of service, that you are being of love, that you are an expression of light. And if you simply know beyond a shadow of a doubt that that is what you are all about, as well as all the other individuals in your group, and are not buying into the belief systems that many of you have been brought up in this society to believe in, that the idea of good and evil, right and wrong must be a battle royal, then you will not experience nor draw into your life the need to see those manifested scenarios, because it will simply not be a part of the idea. You won't need that type of expression of melodrama in your life. If you become caught up in that belief system, that is when you are buying into the negative group's belief system, and that is what makes you susceptible in interaction, is what draws you together. If you simply know that they have nothing to do with your reality and you have nothing to do with their reality in terms of what you are capable of accomplishing, then you will not have to interact in that way. You will not have to interact in ways that reflect your belief that this is going to have to be some sort of a struggle. It simply won't happen. So for you to say, well, what if it does, means that you are buying into that reality and reinforcing the probability that that will be the reality you experience. And it doesn't matter what you have experienced with them. Whatever you define yourself to be now in the present will be what you experience now in the present. And for every present you create, regardless of any other experience you have ever had. Perhaps the experience of interacting with them is to realize simply that there are many negative beliefs that are held by individuals even in what you call your positive group. And for them to recognize that it is only those negative beliefs that attract any other negative individual. That is it.
I see that we both have very clear positive realities.
Yes.
Unfortunately, they are not the same. Thank you.
All right. But that again is not unfortunate. For every being is what they are by their choice, and they create the realities they experience utterly as the product of what they have been taught to believe is true. There is no one truth, except that the truth is composed of all truths. Individuals can express themselves in positive ways, in negative ways. Positive simply being integrative, negative being segregative. But an individual who simply knows that they are integrative in that way will, by the light by which they shine, simply show an individual who is negative that they are A, untouchable, and that B, they are giving back to the negative individual an offering of a choice to understand that they can also be positive, or if they do not choose to be positive, they can simply go their way. For that which is negative cannot exist within the blinding light of that which is positive. That is all there is to it. It is simple mechanics.
Thank you, Bashar.
Shooting!
Bashar, I have a mystery that I know you'll be able to help me with.
Oh, you know that. Don't be too sure.
Well, I think you might be able to help me with. It relates to your earlier talking about negating all experience, and it also relates to a question I had asked you on Sunday about poltergeist activity.
Yes.
To keep a long series of events short, it was seeing lights in the sky in an unusual formation, dreams about extraterrestrials
Yes.
that were, for me, nightmares,
All right.
pains in the head,
Yes.
and a year of not being very well, always
All right.
constantly unwell. And the question is about that energy. Was it something that I had negated and I should have opened up to?
Again, there are no shoulds, but we would recommend that if you simply were willing to understand that there really was nothing to fear, then you would not have experienced the fear that you did.
I was very fearful at
Yes.
the time.
But the idea many times of the reason that those fears occur in your society when you are interacting with beings from other societies in that way, no matter on what level you are interacting with them, the reason that many of those fears occur is because, let us say, and again, in no way, shape, or form is this meant to be a comparative judgment that you are any less than any other being. But the way you create yourselves to be, the way you have been taught to think of yourselves, creates within you the ability to hide and suppress many portions of your consciousness from yourselves. And in doing so, you function on a lower vibratory frequency very often. When you come into contact with a being that operates on a very high vibratory frequency because it is willing to know itself as completely as it can, then those two frequencies, when they come together, will usually create the effect of the higher frequency, in a sense, overwhelming the lower frequency and forcing the lower frequency to rise in pitch. In forcing the lower frequency to raise in pitch, that will bring to the surface all of the things that you have been keeping buried within you. And bringing those things to the surface when you are not ready to face them can be a very fearful experience for many of you. That is where the fear comes from. That is why also we maintain, along with all the other extraterrestrial civilizations in general, our distance from you until you are willing to function as an integrated society and truly believe 100% in your own positive manifestable reality. For as long as you are able to bury things within you and beliefs within you, then you will generate the idea of fear that will attract these negative scenarios into your life, and it is only that fear of yourself that you are feeling. It is not really an intrinsic fear of the extraterrestrial. It is the fear of all the things you have been taught to fear in your life coming to the surface, forcing you to face these things. You follow me?
Yeah. Was that an experience that I needed, a particular experience I needed for myself to face all those? I understand exactly what you're saying. Or was it, what did they want?
It is an experience you agreed to because you wish to expand in many ways and you were willing to allow them to be of assistance to you. You know they are doing you no harm. They know they are doing you no harm. They know that it may for now seem like an ordeal of sorts to you, but they also know that your higher consciousness knows it will survive intact.
Are they still around?
Oh, yes.
Can I contact them in some way now I'm learning?
To some degree. We would suggest that you avail yourself of much of the literature that is now existent within the interactions of other individuals that have had similar experiences to you.
Where do I find those?
One in particular that we have referred to is a literary work you now call Communion.
I have not heard of it.
You will.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You will see many similarities, many connections, and many of your questions will be answered by that work.
And I presume that the weakness in my physical body is also connected with the
Yes.
fears that are
Yes.
releasing themselves.
Yes.
I will get better.
The tensions, only the tensions, are draining you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much for being so willing and recognize that what you are going through is an indication of how strong you actually know you are.
I've come to understand.
Yes. So focus on the strength, not upon what you think is a sign of weakness.
Okay.
And you will be strong.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Chatting. And to you.
I find myself impatient
All
and
right.
anxious.
Anxious,
with myself.
impatient. You are not enjoying life then.
No, I am.
Contradiction. If you are enjoying the life you are living, if you are enjoying every moment, whether you are going to prefer to change that into something else or not, if you are enjoying life for what it is, then you are too busy having fun to think that you are waiting for something better to come along. Therefore, you don't need patience, and therefore you will not feel impatient. The only reason you feel impatience in your lives is because you think you need to be patient, but you don't. Being patient is the assumption that you are waiting for something better to come along, and nothing better will come along. That, again, is a value judgment. Differences will occur. Things can be more expanded. You can always learn. You will always change and transform. But what you are, again, once again, at every given moment, is a perfect manifestation of the idea you are being. And when you live your life now in a childlike fashion, fascinated, curious, and enjoyful of all the things that come into your life because you know that the things that are in your life are there for you, for your reasons, for you to learn from, you will be enjoying yourself so much that before you know it, all the things that you were waiting for will already be upon you. Because when you live in the moment, you do not create the experience of the passage of time to as great a degree as you do when you are sitting around waiting for things to happen. And that is what will create the acceleration that you desire. You follow me?
Yes.
Does that assist you?
Yes.
Do you believe that your life as it is worth enjoying?
Absolutely.
Well, thank you very much. Then if you live in that childlike way, you will not notice the passage of time so much because you will not be creating as much time. And because you will not be creating as much time, you will become more timeless, ageless. You will not need to age. The more you enjoy, the less you age. You follow me?
Yes.
But it usually occurs only when children are among children.
Could it occur in a more overt fashion as we're doing here?
It can occur in any way your imagination can co-create it.
I'm just curious in what your opinion is on how
This is
what
up
kind
to
of
you.
impact?
This is up to you. You will create the methodologies, you will create the attractions. The basic impact it will have is to allow into what you call the children's lives the ability to know that their imaginations are representative of reality, and it will allow them to not forget as much. You follow me?
Yes.
So that in that way they will know that more and more probabilities can be manifested in their lives, and many of them then will be able to manifest these ideas in a more accelerated way, once again reminding many of the adults as to who they are. The idea of any such attraction, of course, will be the product of the co-creation with the children, since they will, if they find themselves gathered together in that type of interaction, been responsible for creating that momentum or direction in their lives from the time when they were not children, prior to birth. You follow me? So by all means, if you find yourself following that thread, if that excites you, you yourself may find the child within you. You follow me? If you are willing to put it together, go ahead.
Do you mean as being channeled through me, another entity channeled through me, or just myself creating that? I'm
You
not
can
sure.
create the interaction. You, in a sense, will be channeling, but in a different way. But you can pull the interaction together, if that excites you. It is up to you. It will have a profound impact on what you call that generation. For again, realize that what you are experiencing as the birth taking place upon your planet now is not simply just another generation. It is literally another culture altogether, already. In your terms, it is a quantum leap in understanding.
What age group, from what age group up would
3.
that 3? Through adolescence?
If you
Well,
wish.
through, I guess, through forever.
You may wish to break it at approximately 11 or 12, because different things begin to occur for individuals at that time frame.
I remember.
Different focuses of extreme psychic and telepathic sensitivity in a different way will blossom at that time.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your willingness to co-create such an impact. Sharing.
Hi, Bashar.
Aye.
This is Jessica.
Ace.
I spoke to you last week about Uttar,
Ace.
and
That will happen in March.
All right.
Concerning the dolphins.
Enjoy.
I will.
You will expand empathically in many ways. Thank you for your love.
Thank you for yours.
Sharing.
hello again, Bashar. How
Hello.
are you?
Perfect, and you.
Perfect.
Thank you.
I have 2 questions.
All right. A.
First one is, when you are telepathically communicating as you are with this lovely bunch tonight,
Lovely bunch.
lovely bunch.
Yes.
Where is your instrument, Darryl? Where is his consciousness? Is he disembodied?
No, no,
or-
no, no, no. The idea of this proceeding is not a bodily inhabitation. It is the linking of our combined consciousnesses. He is willing to allow his consciousness to become pliable enough to take on the aspects of my vibratory frequency and so represent your physiological version using the clay of his consciousness of my consciousness that can be represented in your society. It is a telepathic link.
Okay. Thank you.
B.
B. Okay. You have access, as we all do,
Yes.
to a great source of information.
Yes.
On occasion, I see you, when someone asks you a question, for instance, you turn your head to the side, and you... just like that.
Yes.
And you pause for a moment, and you seem to be plugging into some kind
Yes.
of system
Yes.
for the information.
Yes.
Okay, my question is,
Yes.
where are you going for that information?
Different
first of all?
places at different times. Because of our intention, we are simply automatically attracted to whatever vibratory level we need to be to assist us in acquiring what information will be of best service at that time. Sometimes it is dialogues with your own higher consciousnesses, sometimes dialogues with our society, other societies, others who may be familiar with you more in a different way than we are. We plug into whatever we need to, but we find out what that is simply because of the intention of our vibration, and it simply leads us where we need to be led.
Is there any particular information that is not accessible to you, and if so, why is it not accessible to you?
Because it may not fit the idea of the interaction going on at the time. It may be information that will be revealing to you something that will, in your terms, interrupt your flow, so to speak. In other words, there may be things you do not want to know, things that, in a sense, we would be revealing to you that would take you or rob you of the surprises you have in store for yourself. And so we will place limitations upon ourselves so that we will not interfere in that sense. You follow me?
Oh, yes, I wouldn't want to spoil the surprise.
Neither would we.
Thank you very much, Bashar.
We thank you. Oh, one moment. One word. It is from what you call colloquially your guides. Are you ready?
I'm not sure.
I'll
Okay,
wait.
I'm ready. I'm
All
ready.
right. Carousel. Pleasant dreams. There will be in your terms but a few moments remaining for this interaction this evening of your time. Proceed.
Hello, Bashar.
Hello.
A couple of years ago, I became acquainted with the phenomenon of JZ Knight and Ramtha.
Yes.
And I was very interested in everything I heard and read about it. And it seems that recently, everything I hear and read about JZ Knight and Ramtha is not...
We will not validate nor invalidate at this time.
Is there anything you
If
can
it
tell
works
me?
for you, use it. If it doesn't, don't.
Okay. The next question is, I'm going through something now in my life that seems contradictory.
Oh, how exciting. You are discovering the paradoxes in your life, and that means you are now standing firmly in your higher consciousness. Because it is within higher consciousness that you examine all paradox, because it is from higher consciousness that all paradox comes.
Thank you. Can that result in the fact that I'm spending more time than usual getting over a virus?
To some degree, yes, you may be placing yourself on hold for various reasons, not that you have to do it in a dis-ease-oriented manner. And it is not exactly a virus.
Can you help me out in figuring out what is going on that's making me feel less than
We can assist
good?
you to accelerate through the process. If you will, when you lay down, take 3 deep breaths, relax, and imagine yourself turning into a sphere of blue energy, dissolving in that sphere of blue energy, and then becoming one single idea, one single thought, and simply assessing yourself, seeing what you are all about, allowing yourself to examine in that sphere, in that homogeneous state, all ideas, all pictures, all imaginations, all feelings, all thoughts, all beliefs that come to you. Examine them as you would, as if you were standing in the library of yourself, which you will be. Simply assess them, notice them, acknowledge them, incorporate them, and allow them to fit as they need to fit. Then when you recrystallize yourself, you will recrystallize as a being that understands more of the self, that has allowed certain keys to be turned in certain locks, and when you awaken in the morning, do not try to look for it, simply go about your business and pop, 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 into your conscious awareness will come the things that you will now allow to fall into place.
Okay. And can you ask my guides if they can give me a word to send me off laughing?
Send you off laughing?
Yes.
Yes. Ice. May not seem funny now.
Thank you.
One moment. That is not all. You said a word, but there are 2 words. Ice cube. Let it, in your mind, melt in the sun.
Melt in the sun?
Yes. The radiance of your own inner light. Let it melt, and you will not catch cold. You follow me? Pleasant dreams.
Thank you.
Use that in your imagination. When you drift off to sleep, let it melt into the warmth of all that is. At this timing, Allow us to extend to each and every one of you our unconditional love and appreciation once again in your willingness to co-create this dream that we are all now, this night of your time. You are living your own dream. Wake up and dream the dream you prefer to dream. We thank you for your gifts, our energy and love to you all. We bid you a thought and loving, at least on our planet, at this time in the position I am in, a lovely dawn. Good day. How'd it go? Thank you all for being here tonight.
A few brief announcements. Someone named Phil lost a wallet. If anybody sees a wallet laying around anywhere. You can have audio tapes tonight, up to nights if you like, and you can see Lynn. We can make them real fast if you want, or any other of the tapes on the list. She's got quite a few of them here. Videotapes, you see Paul.
Hey!
Ask a question for a friend of a friend.
A friend of a friend.
His name is Paul, and he lives in Wisconsin. And my friend tells me that her sense of this person is that he's always been searching for the more, in a manner of speaking, but it's been in kind of a state of turmoil or struggle. Because there's not so many overt spiritual kinds of experiences to be had in Wisconsin.
One moment.
Not as many channelers.
That does not matter. Each and every being upon your planet is a spiritual experience in him or herself. The idea is for this individual, perhaps this is simply a suggestion, to stop looking so hard outside and start looking within. You follow me?
Yes.
If that individual knows that they are a spiritual experience, they will know they are connected to any other spiritual experience upon your entire world, within the entire multiverse. They can then function as their own funnel, their own channel, their own gateway, their own doorway. They do not have to strive and struggle and search outside themselves when they simply turn within, because that is where the totality of existence comes from anyway. You follow me?
Yes.
Does that assist you?
Is there anything else that you can say? We intend to send him this tape.
Any nearby hill and or mountain of any sort or tall structure can be utilized by this individual. Climb it, sit, relax, recline upon it. Consider the sky in day, in night, the sun, the other stars. Muse, imagine, daydream. Then climb down and be very close to the earth. If you wish, have this individual lay down upon the ground. Feel the connection to the earth after having felt the connection to the sky, and realize that each is its own representational energy for its own purposes, and that no one way is better than any other way, and that the idea of spiritual searches is to recognize that all levels of reality, both that which is in your terms heavenward and that which is also of your earth, are equally spiritual in nature, and that physical reality is not to be denied as something less than the spirit world, for physical reality is a part of spirit. Do you follow me?
Yes.
Also, We perceive in this individual many strong incarnations in what you would call your Native American culture. And this individual may find some assistance with regard to certain Native American individuals who may reside in that area. There may be some symbology that will allow this individual to remember the things that will assist him in centering the quickest and the easiest.
Bashar, when you say that area, are you referring to the area he's living in now?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Of the earth is also spiritual. You follow me?
Yes.
That is the assistance we perceive we can be. We thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sharing.
Hello, Bashar.
Hello.
It seems since the beginning of the year I've had many wonderful opportunities to be excited, job opportunities, apartment opportunities.
All right.
And I've been feeling a lot of expansiveness and taking the opportunities that excite me.
Well, thank you very much.
One of these opportunities was an apartment in the same building I live in now was offered to me. And I was supposed to move this weekend. And I was also supposed to move a year ago. And it ended up after being packed and ready to move, I didn't move.
All right. Maybe you have moved in other directions.
Well, I thought that I needed this apartment to be creative and to expand because I've been feeling somewhat claustrophobic.
All right, but again, do recognize that there is a difference between following what excites you and allowing that to become expectation, thinking that it should manifest. There are no shoulds. You may be changing so quickly that even when you accept an opportunity that does come to you as the product of your excitement, that may change before it has an opportunity to complete itself because you are ready to go on to something else that quickly.
Well, my question is, I was going to move this weekend and I was all packed, and last night I decided I wasn't going to move because the manager decided not to put new carpeting and drapes in the apartment. And so I unpacked all my boxes and out of integrity decided not to take the apartment. And all day today I was very upset and anxious, feeling very closed in.
Doesn't sound like integrity to me.
I spoke to the manager this evening, and I am taking the apartment, and now I am moving in. And I want to know why I caused the struggle, even though I know I don't need to cause this struggle.
Well, obviously at that point you did not necessarily believe so strongly that you did not need to, or you would not have. Now, allow yourself to recognize that it perhaps it simply was a last vestige of an idea you may have been hanging on to. The idea of assuming that every little detail has to be just a certain way before what you feel needs to happen can happen, but that is not necessarily so. All of the details will take care of themselves, and whatever details are there are never going to be anything that will impede what truly excites you, what truly motivates you. You do not have to, in that way, necessarily always be so picayune as an expression of your integrity. The idea of integrity is to function as an integrated whole and not necessarily focus on a particular part. You follow me?
Yes.
If you simply knew that the energy was correct for you, then you would not have been, in your terms, stopped by the idea of one particular variable, which you really know, if you stop to think about it, doesn't necessarily have that much to do with the overall energy of your excitement, but which pointed out to you that there are still, in your mind, details that can, or you believe can, slow you down or impede the progress you believe you are making. You follow me?
The details meaning expectations on how things are to occur.
Yes.
Yes.
For again, once you put the energy out there and create it to be an activation, all the details take care of themselves, and whatever details are there are the details that need to be there to represent the energy of your excitement, not function as a symbol of interruption in your excitement. Who knows what you would have discovered in the idea? Well, you will find out now that you have decided to go ahead. But the idea of that particular detail may be serving a particular purpose, and if you simply allow yourself to trust and go into the scenario following your excitement, you will know soon enough why that particular detail is there and why it has stood out to you. It does not mean it is something there to hold you back. It is there to aid and assist you, perhaps in a very unexpected way. But that is what life is all about. Discovery and the unexpected, growth and change. Allow yourself to follow what excites you. Do not worry about the details in that way. They will transform in whatever way they need to after whatever details are there have served their purpose. If something is there, it serves a purpose. You follow me?
Yes.
So, do remember that when these things seem most perplexing to you in many different levels, the idea is not to simply look at this and say, well, how does this fit into the life I've already lived, but also to recognize that these things fit into the life you have yet to live. And so you're not necessarily going to consciously know why it is there until you go full ahead into the experience, and then you will understand why it was the way it was. Just because it is that way now doesn't mean it is going to remain that way. You follow me?
Yes.
And it may, because of the way it is now, lure you into other scenarios that you truly will find exciting. Everything plays a part. Nothing is out of line. Nothing is in a situation for no reason. Simply follow the most overwhelming excitement, and do not allow yourself to focus on the idea that one or two details do not seem to be appropriate to your excitement. If they are there because you know you are creating your reality as a reflection of your excitement, then simply assume that the details that don't seem to fit now must still be a part of the exciting momentum you have generated, and that sooner or later you will see how they do fit in. You follow me?
Yes.
So, enjoy and discover. You may find out within what you call, now not that you have to spend time looking for it, but you may find out within what you call the next 3 weeks to 6 of your weeks why that exists in the way it does, and what you will attract because it exists in the way it does. All right?
Yes. Thank you.
It will also give you an opportunity, once you accept and move into a situation, for you to know you have the empowerment to change your foundation. You follow me?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sharing.
Hi, Bashar.
I
was wondering if you could discuss for just a moment aspects of fear and recognizing it and moving through it.
You have trouble recognizing fear, do you?
Well, unless it's a shark coming at me, sometimes yes.
If you are having trouble recognizing fear, then perhaps you're not as fearful as you think. What about that?
That'd be lovely.
It what? Would be?
It is lovely.
Oh, thank you. Do you really believe it is lovely?
Yes.
Do you understand that you can utilize the idea of fear, if and when you should choose to create it, to understand that it is simply another way, many times out of your habits, to force yourself to face something you have not paid attention to? It brings you completely into the now moment many times. Not that you have to experience it in that way, but many times you will experience the idea of fear because you have been taught not to listen to the things that you need to listen to when they come to you in subtle ways. So if you ignore them and ignore them and ignore them and ignore them, then they will become louder and louder and more fearful and scary to get your attention first of all. So many times when you feel the idea of great fear, that is simply a proportional indication of how much attention getting you need when regarding communication from yourself to yourself.
So when fate hands me a lesson
When
in
what?
a pamphlet,
When who?
the universe, God, myself, whoever.
Thank you.
Oh, I got the right answer. Thank you.
You are giving yourself an opportunity to discover another portion of yourself that up to that moment in your life you have either been taught to suppress or not been willing to face, or simply not needed to look at that point, and perhaps have been taught that that would be something that would never come up in your life, but now it has. Anything that occurs in your life in that way is there, once again, for a reason. And if you are willing to accept and acknowledge that if you have created it to come in a fearful way, that was simply to get your attention, then thank the fear and tell it that the next time it delivers something to you, you will pay attention more quickly, so it will be less fearful next time, and the next time, and the next time. You follow me?
Yes, I do. Thank you, Bashar.
Thank you very much for your expression and willingness of trust. That is all you need to dispel all fear. Sharon.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Perfect, and you?
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
I've been talking to you a lot. Have you been hearing me?
Yes.
The first thing is on Tuesday morning, within a period of an hour, I came into contact with about 4 or 5 or 6 individuals who all had car accidents, and I witnessed one myself that morning. It happened so quickly. It was one right after the other.
Nice.
And I was wondering what was going on.
Well, you are bringing more synchronicity into your life, in a sense. It is an opportunity for you to recognize that there truly are no accidents, for if you had taken the time and taken the opportunity to examine each and every one of those ideas, you would understand the interrelationship, you would understand the belief systems of all the individuals in attracting those events to themselves. You are being given an opportunity by yourself, and in function and in concert with your higher self, to simply understand how all things do connect up. Now, it does not mean they have to connect up that abruptly, in that way. But you are going to begin to unlock within your vision now more and more opportunities to know that every event is interconnected with every other event, and that they are all parts of a single event, a single momentum that you will now have the ability to trace in many ways. You are, in a sense, developing, well, now this is going to be extremely colloquial in your language. Do not necessarily take me literally, but apply whatever your imagination so desires. You are, in a sense, developing your ability and sensitivity to be a type of, well, psychic sleuth. For you have the ability and opportunity to increase your awareness level and sensitivity level so that all factors that go into playing a part in interconnecting with other factors will make themselves known to you quite abruptly. You will not miss them. They will get your attention very strongly.
I've been avoiding that, in a sense. I know what you mean.
All right. You are simply also seeing the idea that the different vehicles that individuals are living in life are only an outward symbol and are quite bendable in that way. They can take them where they need to go, have taken them where they need to go, and now they will redefine some of those vehicles in that way so they can know there are many other ways to travel as well. You follow me?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
There are no dead ends.
I know that.
Yes, I know you do.
That. I got a call the other day from Cliff, and he told me about something that we discussed, about a project, about an idea. And I have a person in my life who could facilitate this idea with me and with Cliff and with this person. I don't know what I want to ask about it. I just feel like I
simply allow yourself the opportunity. Now, right now, this very moment, yes, this one, to resonate within your heart right now. Breathing in a relaxed manner and deeply. Resonate within your heart the absolute certainty right now of the vibration you know you are. Any vibration you are will be the effect you extract from any endeavor you are. Know that you know that I know that you know that you are squarely in synchronous harmony with the path you chose to be, and that any such branchings are all quite on the main trunk of the tree.
That's what I want to talk about. It's the trunk.
Yes.
It's all of a sudden shifted in the last 2 months.
Yes.
Not really. I can see the connection.
Yes.
And I can see the path, and I've always been aware that that's been the path on a certain level.
Yes.
forget it. There's
Forget
no point
what?
to talking about. What do I want to ask, Bashar?
Maybe you would prefer to make a statement rather than a question. Maybe now that is actually more easy than creating a question. Maybe that is what is confusing you. You know what you need to know, and if you are willing to put it in the form of a statement rather than a question, it may now feel more natural to you.
I know that I have all the resources and all of the pieces right in front of me. I can see them.
Right where?
Right in me.
Ah.
Right there within me.
Now, will you do me a favor?
Sure.
Repeat after me.
Oh,
I.
Bashar, you do this to me every time. I.
Do you enjoy this?
Yes, thank you.
All right. I am all the pieces.
The pieces.
You follow me?
Yes, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. I have done nothing.
I have one further question.
All right.
This individual, Julie, who's connected to the person I love very much, has this great intensity of hatred for me that I've rarely encountered. And I was wondering, just to get some perspective, because I've already decided how I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to deal with it with love. But I wondered what it was that she and I might have shared.
You have been intense rivals. You have many times fought bitterly.
Over another individual?
Well, once that stands out. But also over ideology. More than the idea of individuals.
Can you give me a sense of time period?
Let us simply say that some of it might involve clerical aspects. You understand the terminology?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Thank you. It is a sterling opportunity to reflect back the same degree of unconditional love.
That's what I've already decided.
Thank
I'm
you.
in that. Thank you.
Sharing.
Hello.
Hello.
What I'd like to ask is I'm in a career position right now,
A career position.
working,
Yes.
that I feel is stagnated.
Stagnating. What would you rather be doing that is more exciting?
I'm not sure, but
Well, I'll give you a moment to ponder it. Time's up. What would you rather be doing that is more exciting? In general, what would you rather be doing? We're not asking you to put qualifications upon it. We're not asking you to pick something that fits into a category of anything. What would you rather be doing in your life that would be more exciting?
traveling.
All right. Then your career position may be quite a mobile one.
The current position that I'm in is going to go on hiatus.
All right.
Short break.
Yes.
And they want me to return.
Do you want to?
Not really.
All right. Understand once again. And we again are not simply speaking philosophically. We are speaking mechanically. Physics. Whatever excites you the most in life is the sign, is the signal. The excitement is the signal of the things that represent your vibration in life at that moment most accurately. Represent the vibration of the things you can do in life most effortlessly. Represent the opportunity in life that you will be supported most quickly by the universe within. That's what excitement is for. Many of you always, when you reach and create in your lives points of despair, say, "Oh universe, oh Lord, oh God," whatever you wish to term it, give me a sign. But you have these signs all the time and you ignore them because you do not believe in them, because you do not believe them to be valid. Excitement is the sign. Whatever contains the most excitement, that's what you are the most about. You follow me?
Yes.
So, at any given moment, if you simply act upon the things that excite you the most and do not act upon the things that don't, you will be making your career moves appropriately.
So,
even if it appears on the surface, important point, appears on the surface that the move you will make has nothing to do with what you think it should, all excitement is connected by a single thread. All of it. And anything that you are capable of acting upon will always lead you into other scenarios that will excite you, that at this moment you may not be capable of acting upon, but by acting upon the things you are capable of acting upon, you will gain the experience you will need to have to be able to act upon the other opportunities later. All excitement is a single thread. It is always connected.
I see. My concern is to leave this position.
Yes.
To have no other job to go to, although I'm unhappy in it presently.
Without meaning to chastise you, did you hear anything of what we said?
Yes.
Then understand we are speaking as a total event. Whenever you follow what excites you the most, you will be supported in whatever way you need to be supported, in whatever way you need to be supported to allow you to continue to be the thing that you are most being, that excites you the most. All the details will be attracted into your life to allow you to continue to do that exciting thing. All the details. All the details. You follow me?
Yes.
Now, do you understand the concept?
Yes.
Do you believe you can live the concept?
Yes.
All right. If you are willing to recognize that it is, A, that simple, and that, B, nothing is too simple to be true, then you will know it will work. And when you believe it will work, you will see it work. You will prove it to yourself by the feedback you create, by believing that it will work to begin with, because that is what you are doing already. We are not suggesting that you do something you are not already doing. We are simply suggesting that you put your trust and put your faith in the direction of things you prefer to do rather than in the direction of things you don't. Because the universe always supports you in whatever direction you put your trust. And if you're putting your trust in something you don't like to do, the universe will always send you more opportunities to do things you don't like to do. So if you prefer to do something you would enjoy, then put your trust and faith in that direction, and the same mechanism will bring you the things that are representative of the direction you have placed your trust within. Excitement is the key. That is what lets you know what direction represents the positive, integrative, accelerative, expansive fulfillment of the path you chose to be in this life. You follow me?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much for a stimulating and exciting interaction. Sharing.
Hi.
Hi.
I have a question. My mom died when I was 6.
All right.
And I've always wondered where she had...
Individuals will experience many different ideas. Primarily stayed with you as a guide up to and through what you would call, especially attentive through what you would call your 13th year to 17th years. You follow me? Of your life. You follow me?
Yes.
From that point, you were on your own momentum, and the individual, in a sense, has reincarnated. You follow me?
Yes.
Does that assist you?
Yes.
Understand that you always still carry that portion of that individual within you. The love from that individual always, always envelops you. And if you, anytime you think of that individual with love and with light, your thoughts, your emotions will be felt by the oversoul of that being, regardless of whether any fragment of the oversoul has reincarnated or not. And your love and thoughts can even assist that individual even in the physical life. And in many ways, your thoughts will bleed through and may act as a type of guide now for that individual, even as that individual acted as your guide. You follow me?
Yes.
Thank you for creating such a loving interaction. You have done this for each other many, many times.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Sharing.
Hello, Bashar.
Hello.
I was wondering, is there anybody that's channeling to a predominantly...
Ace.
I spoke to you last week about Uttar.
Ace.
And I also spoke to Uttar through Torah last night.
Ace.
In my channeling process, it's difficult for me to vocalize actual words.
That is all right.
And last night, Uttar requested that I use communication devices. And he spoke of you as a communication device and Torah as a communication device.
Yes, to some degree.
Right, to some degree. And I was receiving pictures of other devices.
Did you see the three-sided pyramidal one?
Yes, three-sided pyramid.
Yes, three. You may have assumed it was four, but it was three.
I think I did. I've been using the like a split tetrahedron as an image, like using it the way a headset would be used as an image.
All right. That will be of assistance. Energize it with blue energy.
Also using the imagery that he suggested last week when he spoke through you of the lightning bolt.
And the lightning rod.
And the lightning rod.
Do you know why? Uttar is the ancient word for both the lightning bolt and the lightning rod.
No, I don't know.
Because our society thinks in terms of relationships. And the two things that attract each other most strongly in that way are the same single event with the same single label.
Oh, okay, yes, I see. I was wondering if there were other kinds of devices that could accelerate my channeling process.
Some clear crystals may be of assistance in what you would call rod form.
Rod form.
As six-sided.
Okay. Would it be preferable for them to be raw or polished?
There can be either. If it has a slight blue tinge, that will be of assistance. There is a particular type of crystal that also is found in what you call the Ural area that has a slight blue tinge. This will form a very strong link for you as a symbol.
Okay. Also, when he is speaking of you or Torah as a communication device,
yes,
translation device, is he talking about a blending that goes on between you and himself and then translated down through me?
To some degree. We are facilitating the energy for you, modulating it in a way that will allow you to become comfortable with it, so you will let it through at whatever rate is comfortable for you.
Okay. My sensing is that he's slightly, well, he seems sort of amphibious, or that's a word?
That is the idea of the Sirius connection that goes along with the triad. Even as the reference you call Chipap is the connection of my higher consciousness and represents the same Sirius energy, which your society translates as an amphibious energy, but which is not literally so.
So then, in addition to Uttar, there is another blending going on.
Yes, because the whole triad is there. That's why we recommend the tetrahedral structure, the three-sided pyramid.
Okay.
Your planet, our planet, and the planet around Sirius, which we refer to as Siskine, are three parts of a collective consciousness.
Okay. Is there any other comments that you could make about my channeling process in terms of clearing myself as a channel and stepping aside?
Think about comets. This may or may not make much sense to you now, but it is the device that may trigger many doorways for you. When you are going to sleep this night of your time, think about comets.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Chatting.
Hi, Bashar.
Hi.
I'm enjoying meeting with you tremendously.
And you.
I wanted to ask a couple of questions.
All right.
First one, the society which I came from is even more closed than this one and very discouraging in one.
Which society is that?
Soviet Union.
All right.
By the way, do you have any connections, or have you made any connections with people from that country?
Yes.
Anyway, it's very discouraging in one's self-beliefs. So I think I feel fortunate being open and just accepting whatever you're saying and feeling that it's true.
All right, you do not have to. But in this way, the idea is to recognize that what you call your Soviet Union and your United States of America are factions of each other in many different ways, and each reflects to the other the things that each fears in the self the most.
Yeah, that's what I feel. I agree with you. I'm thinking of yes, how does one go about imagining himself in a new situation, in a new job situation, because that's what that's the process.
All right. Again, it is a matter of focusing upon what excites you the most, first of all. Creating the visualization, the imagination, seeing yourself in a scenario that creates joy within you, and then simply activating that picture with all your heart's desire. Then, relax. Let the details fall into place. You do not have to make them fit, allow them to fit, because your energy activation will attract the necessary opportunities. And again, whether it appears to be connected to what you think it should be or not, whether it appears to be representative of the path you think you would like to take, if it comes with the same degree of excitement, if it stimulates you in that way, that is your sign that whether it looks like it or not, that is the opportunity that will lead you where you want to go, no matter what it is. You follow me?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Another question is, I'm thinking of going back, visiting my family, and
all right.
There are lots of people which are afraid. For me, they're just afraid that I could be even either kept there, or because the whole society is pretty, they wouldn't, I don't know, their reactions could be very
Are you
negative.
planning to stay for approximately 3 of your months?
No, much less.
How much?
About a couple of weeks.
At this time, it is our perception that if you do go and come back, which you can, you may wish to go back again in or about the area of May.
Thank you.
There are scenarios which you can be of assistance to that are taking place in terms of allowing for what you might call a leakage of information to seep into the soil of that land so that it can be harvested by those people. Your energy will remain, has remained, and you can utilize that now as a conduit. See yourself there now. See the bridge that links you from there to where you are. See that as a crystalline bridge that is unbreakable. Along that bridge, you will be able to come and go. You follow me?
I do. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The last very short question is, last year, about at the same time, I had an experience which, at the evening I met two people at the bar, which later in the same night appeared in my dream, and they kind of followed me to a very heavenly environment, and I met a person there with a very unusual appearance, with a kind of square head and bright, deep blue eyes, and that was a dream which he reacted to me in a very loving and just incredibly loving way. He kissed me, and I just wanted to be recognized.
Yes, you have your guides, and they are strongly with you. Strongly with you. Feel them wherever you go. They are always with you. Feel their joy. In a way, the amusement is that you do have the capability of slipping in and out of realities that other people think will hold you. There are many more doorways around you than others may think, through which you can slip. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sharing.